Do not spend these desired quarters that you could be looking for from the bank in coin rolls or even in coin collections that you purchase or even change that you get back from the store. Because some of these quarters have sold for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Alright, hopping right into it. We're going to start off with a 1964 quarter, but we're also going to get up into the year 2000, so we're going to get more modern here as we go. This first quarter, 1964, you guys know that these quarters are 90% silver, but what makes this quarter valuable is the fact that it was struck onto the wrong planchet. It was struck onto a planchet that weighs 5.26 grams. Now, you got to keep in mind, so for silver quarters, those are typically going to weigh around 6.25 grams for 90% silver quarters, 1964 and prior. Now the clad quarters weigh about 5.67 grams. This is at 5.26 grams, so definitely the wrong planchet. And this coin ended up selling for $360 at auction. It is graded by PCGS at an AU55. So always weigh your coins. Next up is a 1965 quarter that many people would probably pass up. They would think it's damaged. However, it is a genuine mint error. We have a quarter design that was actually struck onto a Roosevelt dime planchet. So it only weighs 2.3 grams as a result of that. You can see the whole quarter design is not fitting on here, of course, because it's struck onto a 10-cent planchet. But this coin, graded by NGC, ended up selling for $288. So it really all depends on the error, the date that the error is taking place on, of course, the type of error is what I mean, and then the grade or the condition of the coin, and kind of how desirable they are by collectors. So this next coin here sold for nearly $6,000 at auction. Very, very desirable coin here. This is a very well-known mint error on the 1965 Washington quarter. So you guys know in 1965 those quarters are clad, they are not silver. 1964 was the last year of 90% silver coins for circulation. Now, this 1965 quarter here was struck onto a 90% silver planchet that they used in previous years from 1964 and prior. So the coin has been cleaned, which will take away some value from it, but this is such a rare error that it's still sold for over $5,800 at auction. Now, if it had not been cleaned, it could have sold for even more money than that. It is authenticated by NGC, so this is a simple thing to look for. You go through your 1965 quarters, you weigh them. If you find one that weighs, around 6.3 grams, then you might want to have it graded or inspected by someone that knows what they're doing, because you could have a very valuable quarter. Now next up is a 1977 Washington quarter that has an improperly annealed planchet, graded by NGC this time, and you can see that on both the obverse and the reverse of this quarter. This coin ended up selling for around $70 at auction, so nothing super valuable, but still it's a $70 quarter. Now here's a 1981 Washington quarter that sold for nearly $1,000 at auction. Now you can see that the design's being cut off here, and as we zoom in on the quarter, you can actually see some lettering around the rim of the coin here, right? Well, that's because we have a Washington quarter design that was actually struck onto a 1981 Jefferson nickel. So that is the design from the Jefferson nickel that you're seeing there on the lettering. So very cool mint error here. $990 coin, graded by PCGS. Next up, we're getting more modern here as we go. A 1995 Washington quarter. Now the coin only sold for $63 at auction because it has been broad struck, which you can see around the rim of the quarter. So this coin, graded by PCGS, again sold for $63. Not anything super valuable, but it's a simple thing to look for. And if you find one of these, or you find multiples of these, from all kinds of different dates, you can definitely sell them on eBay as is for maybe 15, 20, 25, 30 bucks or something in that range, and you don't have to spend money to have it graded. If you want to have it graded to see if you can get a very high grade and sell the coin for a lot more money, then maybe you should go to a company like PCGS, the pretty much top grading company in the world. Have them authenticated. So let's move on here to a 1999 Connecticut state quarter that is graded by Annex this time. And this coin has a die adjustment strike. So, you know, some people would think this is just worn down wear, but it actually is a die adjustment strike, a mint error. And the coin ended up selling for around $120 at auction. Now next up is not a die adjustment strike on a 1999 state quarter. This is the Delaware state quarter, by the way, this time. This is actually where the coin has been struck through grease. So kind of a similar look to the quarter. And this is, it does look like the spitting horse as well. So you can see that coming from the horse's mouth. I've got videos on that as well, which is pretty cool to have the spitting horse with the grease error here. This coin ended up selling for just $31 at auction. So again, not super valuable coin, probably not worth getting graded unless you just want to add it to your personal collection. Now here's another 2000 state quarter that has been struck through grease as well. This is the South Carolina quarter, and the coin only sold for $53. But again, you know, if you can sell these coins as is for, you know, 15 bucks on eBay, you know, you're making pretty good profit off of 25 cents. Now moving on here to a no-dated Washington quarter. So this coin here has been struck onto a 1 cent planchet. So what that means is that we have the quarter design that was struck onto a Lincoln penny planchet. And you can see that, you know, the copper coloration of that here in the images displayed. So pretty obvious type of mint error there, graded by NGC at a mint state 64 brown. This coin sold for $1,200 at auction. That's right, over $1,000 quarter. So make sure you guys inspect your coins closely. Let me know if you guys have any coin questions in the comments below. I will get to those as quick as I can. Thank you guys for always supporting the videos. We'll be back every single day with a coin video. And don't forget to subscribe in the middle. Feel free to check out the videos to the left of me. And until tomorrow, I'll see you guys in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.